but we'll actually have water come off the ground and it'll come up and sit in the fairway. So the idea with these trenches is to start to get that groundwater to settle in those trenches, and then we'll dig those trenches straight into the pond and slope them that way so it gets the groundwater out of here. Another option is that we've looked into is gridiron drainage, just with big O piping like your greens would have, or same pattern. We'd have the correct spacing on that, and then we'd actually we'd take our overseeder that attaches to our tractor on our PTO system, and we'd overseed the entire fairway with Kentucky bluegrass, which matches the rest of the fairway. But you know, anyways, that's our plan for it. You know, we want to stay true to the rest of the course and not slope it too drastically to mess up the hole or anything and make it look non-aesthetic. But also, we have to do something about it. So that's the best plan we've had, and that's the best process we're going to use, is just completely revamp it, add another cap of loam, something for these roots to grow into rather than this hard pan clay, but and then overseed it. That's the best thing that we can do. Add drainage, re-slope it. That'll get internal drainage, surface drainage, and hopefully we get some grass growing in here to suck up some of that water too, because that's just going to be the other issue, you know. Oh, and then I also wanted to show you some soil samples. So I got my little core sampler here. I'm going to show you some soil samples of our hard pan clay, and then I'll show you compared to an area where we actually have capped it with some loam. So hang on, I'm just going to put the phone down for a minute. Takes a little bit from the hard soil, you know. It's all compacted and all that fun stuff. It's always a good time dealing with clay. Anyways, there's my soil sampler. It's nice. It's not a little coarse sampler. It's a nice big square one so you can see the actual profile. And then it's nice and nifty. You just unscrew it this way and you stick it in the ground, and then when you're done you unscrew it and you got a nice little sample of your soil profile and thatch profile and all that good stuff. So here's this. I'll give you a quick little image of it. So that's about probably a 6-inch sample. You can see how hard pan the clay is and all that stuff. Just complete clay. It's just so hard. There's very little to no thatch levels. Tiny bit, probably 1/8 of an inch or whatever, and you can actually see some aeration holes previously where we put sand in. And then this is actually a sample I took earlier compared on the front half of the fairway where we actually are growing turf. But it's crazy, all the turf is growing in the thatch of the fairway. You know, we did cap it 25 years ago, but since then all the clay has worked its way up, and the main root zone is all in the top layer of thatch, which is probably 1.5 inches, which is nowhere near to ideal. But the solution for this would just be deep tine aeration and adding sand into this profile to get some roots and get some water into it. And then on this top layer, you know, like I said, we're going to revamp it, we're going to re-slope it, so there will be probably a 10-inch cap of loam where we're going to dig some of this hard pan clay out and add some loam, and then we're going to overseed that, and the seed will grow into the loam, and we will be very diligent on aerating it in future years and stuff like that to keep it going. But the main thing is just getting that water off this fairway, getting it sloped correctly so it drains into that pond. Everything drains efficiently and correctly. We can't have standing water out here, because once we have standing water out here, we'll just have the same issues we always had. There's no point in recapping it and everything if we don't add drainage, because it'd just be a waste of money, because the water would just sit and your turf would die. But anyways, that's my turf and reclamation little video to give you a quick idea of how it looks and what the plan is. And you know, the plan's a little more detailed on paper, kind of spitting off some information off the top of my head from what I remember on the plan. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick visual of it and show you what we're dealing with here at Lakeside. Anyways, have a good one.